Hey, what's good, everybody? I got a great side dish for you today. I actually put this question out on my other social media channels as I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel about which one of my previous videos would you guys like to see in a longer format. And so the overwhelming favorite was spaghetti squash. Quick, easy side. Plus, if you can't get your kids to eat vegetables, this is a great way to do that. It's quick, easy, simple, limited ingredients. Before we get into the ingredients, if you like the content I'm putting out, please do me a favor. Go ahead, hit that like button, the subscribe button, the share button, the notification button, all of the buttons. Hit all of the buttons for me. All right, let's get into these ingredients. Okay, so the ingredients we got today, really easy. We need some olive oil, salt, fresh cracked black pepper. We got some parsley, a little bit of garlic, and of course the star of the show, our spaghetti squash. All right, before we go ahead and get started, just a quick rundown of the equipment that you're gonna need for today. Really easy. You need a spoon because we're gonna scrape out the seeds and everything from the inside of the squash. I got an aluminum foil lined baking pan. You don't have to line if you don't want to. I just don't like to do dishes, so I line mine. So if you haven't already, go ahead, preheat that oven to 400 degrees, and then we're gonna need a really sharp knife. I put my knife on this steel every time I use it. You take care of that knife, it's gonna take care of you for a long time. Good to go. All right, y'all. So we've got our knife. We got to prep our squash. This is going to be the hardest thing that we have to do is to cut this thing open. Now, it's got a thick skin. It's supposed to. And so we're just going to have to work our knife a little bit to get this thing through here. Like I said, it can be tough and difficult, but we'll get through it. It's going to be fine. Just be careful. Try not to cut yourself because we don't want anybody having to go to the hospital for stitches or anything. But once you get it in there, just kind of rotate it around. It'll come through. Then I like to just take it when I get to this point because now I can at least just break it. Okay, that's our insides. Now all we got to do is scoop this out. We don't want this. This is what's going in the trash. You could probably roast those seeds if you really wanted to pick them out. I don't, so I'm not going to, but you certainly could. You want to get this nice and clean. Rid of those seeds there. You can already see on the inside what this is going to look like, right? This is our flesh that's going to be coming off once we get that cooked down. All right, let's get both of those done. All right, as you can see here, we've got both halves of our squash all cleaned out, ready to go. I'm going to set these off to the side for just a minute because I want to mince up 2 cloves of garlic as well. Okay, 2 cloves of garlic. We're just going to give this a nice mince. I want to get this really fine, almost to a paste. I don't want any big chunks right in there. Nobody likes to bite down on bitter garlic. Now, if you like garlic, you can certainly use more. If you don't like garlic, you can certainly leave it out. It's totally up to you. This is just one of those ingredients that I like to put, especially on my vegetables. It just adds a little extra flavor in there. Now, like I said, these are pretty good size here, but I do want to get it a little bit more of a paste. So a little trick here, you add a little bit of salt to this, and that's going to draw out a lot of this moisture in the garlic, and we should be able to get a nice paste in there. Now, this dish, like I said, it doesn't take too long to cook. Well, it doesn't take too long to prep. Cooking, we're looking at about 40 minutes or so. So something that you can start right away as you get some other things going that you might want to serve with this. Now you can serve this, as a main course if you really wanted to, right? You can maybe get some tomato sauce on there. Got a couple recipes up for that on my page. Look, we're just going to mash this down like this. But it also works as a great side dish. You see how we just mash this down and we've got this nice garlic paste. It's much better than those thick chunks, right? This is going to work out just great for what we want to do with this. All right, now we are ready to prep that squash for the oven. All right, our squash is clean and ready. We're going to take some of that garlic paste that we just made, and I'm just going to rub this around, right, on one of them. Take the other one, rub it over here. And then here's the best part, the easy part of this, right? We're just going to do a little bit of olive oil. maybe a tablespoon and a half on each one. Again, just give it a nice little rub. Make sure we've got everything in here coated. And then it's just simplicity. We're just going to use a little bit of salt, as much or as little as you like. Look, here's the one thing I've learned about seasoning. You're never going to please everybody, right? Everybody's preference to salt and or pepper is different. So again, you're going to season it to your liking. You're the one who's going to eat this today, or your family or whatever, and you kind of gauge, and people can always add more, right? You can never take out. So again, season it to your liking. And then we're going to finish that off with some fresh black pepper. Now, I like heat, I like spice, so I'll do a little bit of pepper here. Now, the only thing left, we're going to turn these upside down on our baking sheet, and they're going to cook just like this. We'll go ahead, we're going to get these in the oven about 40-45 minutes until they're nice and tender at 400 degrees. All right, our squash is in the oven. We're just waiting for that to finish up, so then we can just kind of shred it apart. We'll serve that today as a side dish. I'm just going to add some cheese on top and a little bit of parsley for color. But again, it is called spaghetti squash, and if you're looking for a way to fool those kids to get them to eat some vegetables, throw a little pomodoro sauce on there. You can actually go check my page for that video. Use the canned stuff, whatever works for you. Dinner should be quick, fun, simple, easy. There's no reason to stress in the kitchen. All right, so we've got our squash out of the oven. It's got this lovely, nice roasted color to it. You can tell, look, it's nice and tender. Fork goes right in. Actually lied, we do need one other tool today. We do need a fork. Now, I've let these rest for about 5 minutes. You can see they're still steaming here, a lot of heat here, so be careful. They're gonna be hot. This is the same baking pan, so again, hot. But all we're going to do is take our fork, and we're just going to start to just scrape along the sides here. And look how it just fleshes right off. And we've now got these lovely spaghetti squash noodles. Now you could serve this right in the squash itself. I'm actually going to put this on another plate though, because we're going to do something a little bit different. And look, we just go right ahead, and we're just flaking it right off. That's how tender this is. And look, it resembles noodles. You could totally fool your kids with this and tell them it's spaghetti. It's all going to be about how you flavor it. All right, let's get this plated up, and then we're going to taste. So I'm opting for a little bit of a family style presentation here. So I got a nice big plate. We're just going to lay this out on the plate here. Try and get this all spread out as best as possible. And then we're obviously going to check for seasoning one last time. It's been in the oven, right? Cooking. We just want to make sure that we've got all of the flavors that we are looking for here to make a nice, flavorful dish. Look, it just keeps coming out of here. I mean, there's so, this is just half so far. This is a lot. Obviously, the pieces down here that are underneath and at the bottom didn't get as much flavoring as the rest. So again, we'll make sure we get that. Good to go. All right, just a pinch more salt on top. A little bit of black pepper. And because it looks like pasta, we can't forget fresh grated Parmesan cheese on here. Because who doesn't love cheese on their pasta? In this case, their spaghetti squash. One last thing, just a pinch of parsley. This is just going to give us some color. Now you could certainly add some butter to this as well if you were looking for something a little bit more rich. However, sometimes I like to try and pretend that I'm just a little bit healthy. And there we have it. Our spaghetti squash. All right, guys. Last thing we do, I'm going to give it a little taste. Guys, this is so delicious. A quick, simple side. And look, if you're keto, it's a great dish as well as a main or side. So there you have it, guys. Spaghetti squash. Now, please go ahead, like, subscribe, do all the things that you're supposed to do. Upcoming videos I got. Short ribs are on deck. I've got those Eastern Shore chicken wings coming. We're going to go back and redo that shrimp and grit recipe. If there's anything that you guys would like to see, if you like this recipe, drop it down in the comments. Let me know. Until the next dish, y'all. As always, you'll be able to find all the exact measurements in the description box below. Comment, let me know your thoughts. Thanks.